Ah, back in next-gen territory here.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Friendly confines of the 24th century.
Where all the lights are LEDs and the ship makes that nice, beautiful hum all the time.
The Medina star system, the funky cold Medina.
Medina is the name of a city in the game Chrono Trigger.
Also, it's a holy city in Saudi Arabia somewhere, I believe.
And there's a really bad 3D rendered ship in the future.
Little class 9 vessel. Whatever that means.
Yeah, how many classes of vessel are there? Like, do they start getting really specific? Or it's like, this is a class 382 vessel.
I love Worf's disdain for lasers only.
You know what goes good with Star Trek? Oh,
yes.
Fuck yeah.
Malted beverage.
This unfortunately is not a malted beverage. This is Leinenkugel's Spritzer.
Oh, well, it's a beverage.
It is a beverage. It's just a poor decision on my part. I pretty much hate drinking through them. Oh, I got the grapefruit one.
Oh, right, because you bought those by accident because you thought those were regular Leinenkugel.
Yes, the art and information on the box was very misleading. Oh, I suppose I should watch Star Trek now.
Ah, nice ass.
Oddly enough, he's a race that his butt is what does the talking. So
no, he's one of those. Does he have a gopher sticking out of his ass like in Rick and Morty?
Do they like live in there, or
it's the Dread Pirate Roberts? No, just kidding. That's ladies and gentlemen, Billy Campbell with his Star Trek appearance.
With the best goddamn Rocketeer that ever was only the Rocketeer. Right.
Doesn't look, I mean, yeah, he had to really clean up for Cliff Secord from 1936 pilot era there. But William O. Campbell, as he's credited in this episode, was the runner-up to play Commander Riker on the show.
Which is unfortunate.
Well, you'll get a little taste of his performance here, and the difference he could have been a much different Commander Riker.
Yeah. I think he would have made a great Riker, too. I mean, I think he would have been a more suave, like, he would have played that character, but as Riker.
Jonathan Frakes brought, I think he learned this from Patrick Stewart, he brought a little bit of a stoicism to the role where, like, Riker's still all business, you know?
Yeah, he just likes the ladies.
His job. Yeah.
Hey, you're a woman. You can't be a chief. Oh, wait, no, this is the future. Things have progressed.
Oh, he noticed. Looks like Riker's got some competition here. Look at the grin on his face where he's like, yeah, I know that. Let's see your game, Okona.
I know. Do you think like they're both such suave rogues that they end up having sex with each other?
I'm
just saying.
No, wow, you went from like 0 to 100 pretty quick there. I was thinking like, let's get them on the holodeck or like cruising 10 forward or something together, you know?
Oh.
And then maybe they just end up together. That's certainly a possibility after all that.
They're definitely the kind of friends who go to a key party together.
Toss your communicator in the bowl.
They all look the same.
Exactly. That way you don't know.
You just pick out somebody.
Yeah.
Now, here's some trivia fact. In the book Artemis, which is written by the same fellow who wrote The Martian, it's a fantastic book, by the way, Artemis. But the main character, knowing that this one businessman is a Star Trek fan, uses his knowledge of Star Trek to unlock his hotel safe because the 4-digit code he gave it is the number for the Enterprise.
Oh, 1701?
Yep.
I got to change all my passwords now.
He's like, shit.
Damn it. Who has a 4-digit password this day and age anyway?
It sounds like something an idiot would have on his luggage.
Now, if I chose a registry number as a password, it would be something obscure like the Reliant or the what's another one? Maybe what's the Stargazer, like 2593 or something like that?
I don't know. I would go by one of the designations of one of the many ships that are auto-generated for you in that one Star Trek space battle game from the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
On the PC. I forgot what that was called. It was a fun game. You got like, it was one of the first games where you could actually grab your ship and you could like bend and stretch and manipulate the actual like hull of the ship to make it look exactly like you wanted.
Oh.
It was pretty cool. My brother played it all the time. He pretends he wasn't a Trekkie, but he used to be a huge Trekkie.
We're everywhere.
His ship looks like a tiny Battlestar Galactica. Now, it's funny that Cliff Secord is in this because Rocketeer is on my list of potentially perfect films.
Mm-hmm. It's a very good film.
It's super well put together, whether you like the Rocketeer or not. Just by the way movies should function, Rocketeer is damn near perfect. And it's just one of those things, like, you don't expect to see something like that. Like, going from watching the Rocketeer so many times and then seeing this episode, because I did not know that he was gonna be our main, MacGuffin character for this episode. And you told me before we watched it, and I was actually kind of surprised. I'm like, how did I never hear of this?
Yeah, well, this is, again, as a whole, this episode is not very remarkable, except for this guest star and also Joe Piscopo as basically himself, the stand-up comedian. And then this transporter chief, get a good look, because that's Terry Hatcher.
What?
That's the future Lois Lane. Yeah.
No.
She's coming up. There she is. One of many young ladies charmed by this rogue scoundrel space captain. And he's also charming the hell out of Will Wheaton here, too.
Like, so, Will Wheaton's like, what are these confusing feelings I have right now?
Hello, what have we here?
You beamed me up. Now how about beaming me in?
My goodness, what a pickup line.
I like to hear that pickup line when he's drunk, though. Oh my God, you're right. It's Lois Lane.
Oh, cold fish.
Oh, I thought there was more. I was waiting. I was silent because I'm waiting for the rest of the pickup line, and nothing happened.
Charmed. Good thing O'Brien was off today, I guess.
Yeah. He just made her favorite song WAP.
Oh, that's a timely reference. And I understood it.
I got to keep myself hip with the youngsters, don't I?
Okay, Zoomers.
What does he mean in this context? What part of your programming is sexual attraction a proper context, Data?
When Tasha Yar's wearing nothing but a nightie and
really drunk
into his quarters.
God, he is a tall guy. I forgot he's a legitimately tall person.
Brent Spiner or Billy Campbell?
Campbell.
Yeah. Got to be 6'2".
I'll say Brent Spiner is a very... Brent, this is not a negative thing, but you are a very average-heighted gentleman. It is an observation, not a criticism.
Yeah. And of course, I think Geordi is actually the shortest of the crew while we're on the subject here.
I don't know. Isn't Curtis a little shorter than he is?
Oh, I meant out of the males. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Out of the male cast. Yeah, that is true. I think he does have the lowest stature of the main crew.
Well, everyone just loves Captain Okona. What a great guy.
It turns out his species has this gland that just exudes pheromones that make everyone likes him. Now, I don't want to insult Star Trek at all, but goddamn it, he's too good for Star Trek.
Maybe it was a good thing he shouldn't have been Riker. Because who would have been the Rocketeer? Would he have had taken time off to do the filming?
Jonathan Frakes would have been the Rocketeer.
No.
Can you imagine? Sorry. Can you imagine Frakes as the Rocketeer?
No. That's the thing, is a lot of Star Trek actors were born for their roles and nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah, he pretty much was a perfect match for Cliff Secord. I don't think they could have found a better person to play him.
Yeah, and he played off. He and Jennifer Connelly had really good chemistry in that.
They did. Too. They were one of the few movie relationships I think that I legitimately felt like there was something going on. Also, I love how his vest came from both the future and the Renaissance Fair.
Yeah. The Merchant of Venice almost here.
A bon mot. I love the Saturday morning like family comedy music going on right now. It's
Like
very
I said,
soothing. Yeah.
This is kind of a lighthearted, we're just kind of hanging out, slice of life episode. We get mixed up in some local politics later.
Yeah.
And oh, hi.
How did she get into his quarters? No, seriously, how did she get into his quarters?
They were going to his quarters, right?
Yeah.
Or guest quarters.
I guess. Wait, do the rules not apply to guest quarters? Because remember, Deep Space Nine officially establishes the rule that Federation rules make it to where you cannot enter quarters without permission. Like Quark gets in trouble for that.
Yes.
So do guest quarters not matter? Like anyone can just stroll in there? It turns out this thing's actually a toaster. Don't know how it was running his ship.
Like he's got that grin on his face. Like, dude, Riker, calm down.
I say Riker. Right? Does Riker have a man crush?
I think he's getting a little envious of the freewheeling Captain Okona here. Which I always thought the name Okona was like a play on the Irish name O'Connor. O'Connell, like he's an Irish rogue type of guy.
Oh, yeah. Well, and it sounds like a pirate name, too.
Yeah.
Like the swashbuckling, handsome gentleman name. It's very fitting. Oh, lay down some hard truth, Guinan.
Again, with the lists data.
Now explain cat purring. Now explain to me why hot dogs come in a package of 8.
We were taught in the 80s to avoid the Noid.
Yeah, and I really thought he was going to mess with my pizza.
He was going to make it take longer than 30 minutes to get to me. That's a joke. See, this is the humor in Star Trek.
That exact conversation, I think, went down on Heather and I's first date. You told a joke, yes, and I'm not laughing. Yes, there it is. Or an actual higher power, as in like the captain.
Another joke there.
Oh, is this where he generates the stand-up comedian? I remember this now.
This is Joe Piscopo as himself.
And then he realizes that no matter what he says on stage, the audience laughs because that's what they're programmed to do.
Yes.
Which is that, if you think about it, let's go meta here for a second. The fact that Data is standing on stage listening to a program laugh when it's supposed to laugh, but it doesn't actually find something funny, that's super poignant to his character. Because he was talking about he only laughs when he's supposed to laugh.
Because he does things he's programmed to.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so meta.
Needs to do something new, he writes a new algorithm or a program for it.
Yeah. What is this Dane Cook character? Load him.
Wrong. No Carlos Mencia. No.
You can load up some Brian Regan, though. I mean, he's good.
Yeah.
Everyone likes Brian Regan.
How about some Bill Burr? Some Dave Chappelle.
Heather showed me something recently from Bill Burr that was hilarious. This like reporter, after one of his one of his segments, they asked him, it's like, don't you think you went a little far with your comments about the Catholic Church? And because Bill Burr's so awesome, his response was, don't you think the Catholic Church went a little too far?
Yeah.
Love Bill Burr.
He just doesn't care. As Joe Piscopo, as himself, as I keep saying, fresh off, he was on SNL for 4 years, part of the second generation. Known for his Sinatra impression, of course, with Eddie Murphy doing Stevie Wonder.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember those.
The Ebony and Ivory skit.
How many zebras had to die for these chairs, though?
I know. Well, this is the season they had a lot of weird sets because it's also a few episodes later is where they get trapped in the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
The Royale. It's like a casino type plot.
Yeah.
I wonder if this was a built set or if they went to some cocktail lounge somewhere. Probably a built set.
This does look like a built set, just the way the walls kind of are really closed in. And the audio, you can just hear the stage audio too. You can tell there's some dampening going on.
Yeah.
He just says that for 30 minutes until you laugh.
Jerry Lewis isn't funny, though. I don't know why.
Is that what's funny, though? It's because he's not funny. That's what makes it funny, maybe? Oh, man.
Yeah.
His comedy is very natural, but this scene is so unnatural it hurts. Although,
it's almost like it's cringy as Borat asking, what is humor?
Yeah.
Of course, this gives Brent Spiner is just a wonderful actor, and he gets a lot of chances to act funny in this episode, do funny voices.
He's super natural in the part of Data, especially in these scenes where he doesn't understand what's going on. And I even though this scene is cringeworthy, it's great because of the fact that they must have broke like 10, 15 times and had to reset and reshoot, because even just looking at Brent Spiner's face, you can tell he's trying so hard to stay Data right now. Right. He is actually having fun.
Well, and that's, I think, why he won the role is I bet you all the runners-up did a great android. They did a very good emotionless android, but they wanted somebody who could also break that character whenever things went wrong.
Yes.
There's an episode where Data gets possessed by some crazy man. There's episodes where Data is lore to play lore, you know?
Yeah.
It's just fast forwarding like Johnny Five here. But also, Data's comedy is just unintentional comedy. It's just, if he doesn't get something, it's funny.
Yeah. And they never overplay it. I do have to say about Data's character is because of his struggles trying to understand humanity and trying to grow as human, the Pinocchio syndrome that he has, they've never overplayed that character. They never made it to where you're like, oh, Data trying to be human again. I've never felt like that once.
Yeah.
In any episode with Data trying to figure it out, I really care. I'm kind of like, I really kind of hope Data figures it out. Like, I feel bad for him because you could tell that's the thing that makes him, thing that makes Data most human is his desire to be human.
Yeah. And that's why the end of Nemesis was so unfulfilling, because Data would have sacrificed himself at any point in his lifetime. It wasn't a culmination of him learning about friendship or anything.
Yes,
it was just something I have to do.
He never reached a point.
It didn't matter.
He never reached a point where he said, this will make me human. My sacrifice makes me human. It's like, nope, this seems like a good option.
Data sacrificed himself for a lot of people already and put himself in danger. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, we can just, can we just all agree that Nemesis isn't canon?
Yeah, it's like Star Trek 5. It's a bad dream.
Yeah, never happened. Don't worry about it. We'll just go past it. We'll just look at Marina Sirtis's bodysuit that goes all the way to the floor.
The purple one this time. All right, back to this episode. We're being approached by another ship with lasers.
Cool ship, though.
Yeah, well, let's reuse that model from Star Trek 3. The Klingons blow this guy up for giving him the Genesis tape.
Still a cool ship, though.
It's a Class 5 vessel, though, right? Class something.
Do you think a scanner ever popped up? It's like, that's a Class E vessel.
A double entendre. It's a double entendre class. Lasers.
I was gonna say, if it won't even puncture your navigation deflectors, I don't think you need to go to yellow alert. That's like when you see the little tiny kid get in a fight with a huge kid on the playground. You're like, don't even need to call anybody.
Well, it reminds me to just to quote the chief of the boat in Apocalypse Now, a spear. And I'll leave it at that. But anyway, we are the Enterprise is it's one of these weird episodes where it's like they probably shouldn't be in contact with these people because they don't have interstellar travel yet. But the Enterprise is just kind of cruising at impulse through this solar system.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Well, you know, they were bored. They had a free weekend.
Devin.
What a great commander name. I am Great Overseer Devin. Well, I don't. That's not too bad. I mean, the main antagonist in Heavy Metal 2000 was, Tyler.
All right.
So it's not too bad. Oh, you made him stand up. You're in trouble now, man. You made him stand up.
He had to rearrange his spandex for standing mode. He
gets a wedgie when he stands and a wedgie when he sits. So if he moves, he means business. Also, I like the guy putting little like game chips in the little thing back there. He's just kind of moving stuff.
Clearly a redress of the secondary bridge set that they keep using for everything, like other ships and other bridges and
have you know when
the courtroom sometimes.
When they do that, they just put something in front of the background.
Mm-hmm.
It's lazy.
But that's clearly was the Stargazer Bridge last year, and the Battle Bridge probably.
I also think that he is blue screened in front of B-roll of that bridge. I don't think that actor is in the bridge set. I really don't. If you look at it, especially around his shoulders and his arms, it looks off. See, I think he's green screened.
I didn't catch it.
Stray lib.
You're just making shit up now, aren't you, Data?
Well, he's trying out his jokes on the bridge.
Putting random syllables together, aren't you?
It's from Planet Glocka Blocka Daka Daka.
Garga block block. Okay, then. That was always allowed. Sorry, had to get that in there.
No, you know what? If people listening to us don't appreciate Rick and Morty, then they shouldn't be listening.
I'm too old for Rick and Morty, and I appreciate it. Just kidding. Debin. Oh, Debin. Frank Drebin? Is that?
Is it like the Orpheum? It's like Gavin.
Oh gosh, let's not flashback to that. For the reference, check out one of I think the second episode of our podcast of used to be called Booze and Movies, now renamed Nobody Asked for This.
Yes, quality podcast on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. And that guy looking
this guy's like, hey, Picard. Did you just put me on mute? What the hell? Rude.
I like how that guy's like, sir, can I sit down? I really would like to sit down. He looks so uncomfortable.
Dad, just tell the man about the... Dad, tell him about the thing. The die and the doing of it.
The die and the doing. Isn't that...
The do or die, the doing and the doing of it.
That's a Modest Mouse album, isn't it? The die and the doing it?
I think so.
I would love if 4 more ships come up all looking for Okama. There's all these people hey.
Okona ran out on his sandwich bill. I made him a sandwich and he didn't pay for it.
Of course, a guy comes up from a Sinclair gas.
Yeah, some guy he pumped and ran. So Worf is like, okay, so here's the big reveal that Okona's basically just been banging his way through the women of the ship for the past 12 hours.
His hips have not stopped moving in 3 days.
And yeah. So if she doesn't look familiar to you, she is redheaded gold skirt lady from the first season.
Oh.
And of course the actress stayed on as a background player, and I think she switched to a blue uniform for the rest of her appearances. But except for this appearance. She's in her negligee.
All right. It's time for Okona to leave her space pregnant and head out.
I was going to say, Dr. Pulaski is going to be like, there's 4 pregnancies all of a sudden, 9 months, everyone's pregnant all of a sudden on the ship.
Maybe because of his genetics, it's like species and gross alien babies will pop out of them and kill them.
Or V, where the twin comes out later.
How good was V? Like the original series.
It was good for what its time was. Yeah, it was
great. With the white chocolate mouse that they made so the actor could actually swallow a mouse in one shot.
Yes.
Didn't you? I'm really confused now.
Don't you have humor problems too? Does everyone on the ship not know how to take a joke? He's got his acid wash jeans on.
I know, he just came from like the Space Mad Max convention.
No, he came from the Space Gap at the Galleria. He's got his pirate shirt and yeah.
And also, if you were confronting a criminal on your ship, the captain would meet him in the brig, not on the bridge.
Well, it's a gray area here where he's got to respect the local laws, but also say, like, hey, he hasn't committed any crimes against my ship.
So that's true. He hasn't technically done anything wrong to the Federation. Custody? Stop making up words. That's one thing I do have to say about these lighthearted episodes that I don't like is they phone in the writers when it comes to like the names of planets and ships and people. It's like, what sounds like a space name? Ooga Boogadoo. All right, that's a space name.
The running gag is that there's always a T apostrophe alien. The Talarians, the Talarians, the Temerians,
the Twi'leks,
the Taconians, the somethingins, you know, just they can't think of something. Just make an Aryan, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, see, there's that hum I talked about. Listen to that beautiful hum the ship always makes.
The bridge ambiance with that beep, 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 beep. That, I mean, is so iconic to me.
Yeah.
And of course, you go to YouTube and you can download like 8 hours of it on a loop.
Yeah.
Just to listen to fall asleep. It's great.
Oh, I would totally. I could not be a bridge officer. I'd fall asleep at my station all the time. It's like it's warm. I have soothing noises. Was he going to walk from his ship to the Enterprise? Oh, that's why they're pissed.
He didn't take something. He gave her something.
Space pregnant.
Wait, you want him to be that kid's dad? You got off easy, man.
Yeah.
Just like we were saying about, there's going to be about 5 ladies on the Enterprise in 9 months.
Well, also with his species, little known fact, but his species, all his sperm hit home every time.
Yeah.
It's a 100% success rate. I think he's a douchebag.
Oh.
Debin.
So basically, Troy's just saying people in the Federation, you just fuck whoever and who cares?
Yeah, well, because abortions are just a laser shot. Yeah. It doesn't really matter.
Well, I would like to think contraception is so good, we don't even get to that point.
Maybe they have transporter run contraception. So you just like turn on a sensor in the room, and when it senses that thing going on, it just into space.
Yep.
Never even makes it where it's going.
I nicknamed my sperm red shirts because they all die. I just thought of that.
I was going to say, that's why I call mine stormtroopers. They always miss and they never make it. Yeah. Which, weirdly enough, is that girl's name. She looks just more embarrassed than anything else. Like, she just kind of wants to go home. Like, she kind of has a look on her face like she's just okay with being pregnant. She just wants to be left alone.
Yeah. Dad?
Did he seduce that guy on the red ship?
Wait, did you mute me again? That is so rude.
I'm never using Teams again.
It's like they've got the fake background around them and it's all blotchy and it doesn't green screen out. I hate that about video conferencing now.
Really? We Where I work, because we're
Just
doing
find,
a lot of.
if you don't have a nice wall in your place, then I don't know what to tell you.
Well, we've been doing is a lot of us because we work in smaller like silos, and so people kind of like get along.
Because you work with grain.
So much grain. No, we a lot of us our supervisory people allow us to do like funny backgrounds and stuff. So like I usually have MST3K up. I have the bots behind me.
Nice.
Yeah. I also wish I could stop doing the things I do, but I'm just so horny all the time. Also, Captain, I apologize, but your fish is pregnant.
Everyone is now pregnant on the Enterprise,
yes.
Even Wesley Crusher.
Yes,
somehow.
Everyone. If he doesn't get them pregnant normally, he just lays a parasitic embryo.
The only thing keeping him from impregnating the whole galaxy is the fact that his ship is so slow and primitive. Can't leave this solar system.
You'd redo the genetics of the entire universe if he could.
There's just 50 12-year-old boys out there with ponytails and goatees. You know. Every generation has a new crop of Okonas.
You know what's crazy is when they turn 18, they actually grow a puff vest. It just happens.
So there's there's something to this guy, but I don't know if this episode just really didn't grasp the suspense. I don't know. We're just kind of hanging out.
I think they didn't want to try to give a lot of gravity to this character for the fact that they want you to still like the swashbuckling rogue. So they tried to keep it kind of limited so that you still like him.
Well, this is like the 4th episode of the 2nd season, and it's like Star Trek was on notice, like, hey, you better get good. And first few episodes of the 2nd season were kind of, we're not catching on to what the fans want just yet.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That's crappy. I always clear my throat on like a total amateur would do. Professional commentators, they drink water.
Water.
Beforehand.
That's water is for, just pussies. We drink beer and whiskey drinks on this commentary series.
A little splash of Seagram in my soda.
I like how when he went to play Cliff Secord, all he did was cut the ponytail off.
Yeah, and one shaved because he's got to be pretty boy.
Well, that just came off
American boy.
That just came off from re-entry.
See, it's whirling again. That means it's working. Beep, beep, boop, bop.
Georgie's like, just FYI, I have no clue what this actually does. So you have like a 1 in a million chance of it actually functioning.
No, it's so primitive. It's like fixing a speak and spell, right? It's,
Well, you know what it was? Is Geordi was hanging a picture above a toilet and he fell off and hit his head and he saw that in a dream.
Oh, yeah. The flux capacitor.
That's right. I watched Back to the Future.
Well, of course. If the president's an actor, everyone will have to be on camera. Portable television studio.
What?
Okay, that doesn't answer my question.
So you're surrendering for the people you stole a jewel from or stole a cherry from? Oh! Okay.
We'll have all the weapons, of course, but and a Klingon. So.
Yeah,
we have a Klingon and an android, so we'll be fine.
It's like the first Avengers movie. We have an army. I have a Klingon.
Yeah. You have lasers. Ooh, bring it.
What are you gonna do? You can't even hurt our navigational array.
Right.
Oh, they brought the lady. I thought they would just be the two dudes. Oh, hey.
Nope, don't know each other. Nuh-uh. Never met.
Oh, wait, we learned another twist, don't we?
Oh, what a twist.
I bet Okama had nothing to do with the pregnancy. Debin. Like Picard put his hands up. He's like, guys, forget it. Also, the acrylic tube bush in the background looks great.
All right, so one last little guest. This the guy playing the young man here, Kieran Mulrooney. Name sounds familiar. He's the brother of actor Dermot Mulrooney. I'm done with my connections for this episode now.
Well, kind of give me some insight into that because those names don't hit with me.
Dermot Mulrooney, he's been in a lot of different stuff.
Oh, okay.
He was in Zodiac as the police captain.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Not to be confused with Dylan McDermott. Now I'm really getting up there. So Okona's explaining it all.
I mean, that's my baby. That's right. I'm the baby daddy in space.
Wait, he's not?
What? What?
How many? How many have you been with?
12.
Oh, he's just saying stuff to set them up to spill the beans themselves. What a smart guy.
Yeah. He's such a lovable rogue. Whoa, what?
What? But she's a Capulet and you're a Montague.
She's a Hatfield, you're a McCoy.
She's a Bourbon, you're a Habsburg.
I'm a Ford, she's a Ferrari? I'm running out. I'm running dry.
Yeah, he's a Kennedy, you're a Bush.
He's a Pepsi, you're a Coke.
But how much of human history have families at odds with each other come together through a son and a daughter banging, having a kid from both families, huh?
Definitely not the Hatfields and McCoys.
Or the Montagues and Capulets, for that matter.
I honestly can't think of one that this actually ever worked.
Maybe the Yorks and the Lancasters? I don't know.
Maybe.
Or the Starks and the Bannisters? What's that? The fake shit from Game of Thrones? The Storks and Bannisters?
Is this where we learned out that the baby is hers? Like she had her own genetic sample done and then impregnated an egg with it, so she's just having a little clone baby?
Fooled you.
Oh, he got stuck again. Hold on. Let me bang on it. He'll free up. It must have been fun. It must have been fun to be like, okay, when the doors open, just hold really still. The ship blew up. Man, remember that whole sequence? It was like 2 or maybe 3 episodes where they had what's the Sherlock Holmes villain? Moriarty. Moriarty grew an actual personality.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to trick him.
It's because Geordi created the character and said, make this holographic character equal intelligence to Mr. Data.
Yes.
Not equal intelligence to Sherlock Holmes. So great job, Geordi. Benzan?
No, not the guy, the drug.
She loves pills? Benzan. Are you on pills? Yeah. Do we need to have a talk? Is this an intervention?
She loves some Benzan. Cracks a couple pills, snorts them, had a couple beers with the ladies. Man, she's on top of the world. Also, I think...
Snack my bitch up.
Man, that was an awesome music video. I also love the Firestarter music
Still
video.
banned from MTV 20 plus years later. Corporate shills.
I think that little brooch thing he had, he made. I mean, just look at that. I think he made it for her and she didn't like it.
No, it was like his high school science project class or something. Wood shop, I should say.
Saddest part about this, because she's like, it's our child. even though they're getting married because of the beliefs on these two planets, they're going to kill both of them for, getting pregnant before marriage.
Is that the diamond from Raiders of the Lost Ark? I mean, Temple of Doom. No, it's smoggy on Strelib. No, it's too humid on Asfark.
Yeah.
What planet was that? What did he say? Asfork? I couldn't hear.
Now, if you guys don't mind, on the opposite side of your sun, there's planet Shamalamalamalamalan. You can live there. Oh. Thank you for clapping on cue, as according with the applause sign above me. Shamrock's Comedy Cabaret.
As a Charnock? What does that name mean? Even
I think it's supposed to be Shamrock, like a Shamrock Shake, but with a CH. No, you're right. It's Charnock, Sharnox.
Interesting.
I'm really confused now.
Of course, the crowd is appropriately 80s here. We got everyone with shoulder pads and wool jackets, and
especially the lady in blue in the back. She is the most 80s of them all.
Not anymore, Joe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's why he said did. They programmed the computer with the knowledge that he died a horrible death of alcoholism late into his career back in the 1990s.
Joe Piscopo, after he left SNL, I guess he had a pretty good stand-up career, but as far as being on film, he tried really hard to be like a Jim Belushi guy in a couple of different movies. Just didn't work out.
Yeah. Just to clear up, by the way, the death of alcoholism joke wasn't about Piscopo. It's about the character that Piscopo is playing in the Star Trek universe.
Exactly.
I just want to clear that up. I like Piscopo. No jokes against him.
Well, he's still alive, so he could come find you,
Yeah, if he does come find me up here in the AZ, I'll shake his hand, take him out to lunch, I guess.
He could probably use a good lunch.
Yeah.
Because he's a failure. That's a joke. Did you get that? That's a joke.
Oh, he turned them back into zebra chairs. What are you, a sorcerer?
What is this magic? What are you doing to me?
I would love if he said like program halt and like Guinan went away too.
Yeah, right.
It's like, oh, she was part of the program the whole time.
The problem is, Data, you can't judge yourself by holodeck reactions. You got to do people.
Yeah. Also, his cigar isn't a cigar. It's an extra fat Slim Jim.
Well, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, though.
I don't get Freudian with me. If I had Freud examine me, I'd be in a fucking asylum.
I also caught the Mitchell reference.
Oh, yeah.
Is that Slim Jim? You going to eat that?
Mitchell.
Do you open your presents on Christmas morning or Christmas Eve?
Yes. No one remembers Mitchell's a Christmas movie.
It is.
Should be right up there on everyone's watch list with Die Hard.
And here's a whole hour of TV where absolutely nothing of consequence happened. We'll see you next week.
There was some sort of swashbuckling rogue.
Bye, Captain Okona.
Yeah. Wesley had some confusing feelings.
Oh, Data. Doing the old laugh-in gig there. Good night, Dick. Oh, Burns and Allen, even earlier. Sorry.
What Worf's like, I'm just gonna get on top of this. We're leaving.
Yeah. The humor of Star Trek, ladies and gentlemen. Very subtle. Has to be situational.
Yes.
You can't just write it to be comedy.
Thank you, Piscopo, for Data's jokes in this episode. It was absolutely fantastic. Thank you for all that you do. And be sure to check us out on YouTube for other content. We also have things like B-Movie Support Group, some of our old fantastic stuff, other Star Trek commentary tracks via Snark Trek, as well as crappy commentary, our commentary tracks over bad and sometimes good bad movies.